Hello. Welcome back. Gunning to Old Trafford with your host, EB and Shady. And Abdul, today I am super excited. Flowing on from the activities of the R55 Pictorial Launch Book, we are taking our stadium tour. Very local, is very lekker.
Roshnee Stadium.
Roshnee Stadium.
Stuff. And guys, if you guys were not there this weekend, wow, it was written in the stars.
Amazing.
I mean, myself and Ibrahim got there on Friday, and it was really a family reunion.
100%.
It was absolutely amazing. Jazakallah to all the organization, the organizers, the organization. It was absolutely amazing. Our heritage, our history, kept off in a 350 pictorial book, 13 chapters.
Lovely. The history of Roshnee.
What a book.
Will be a book that's passed on generation to generation.
Generations.
But guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification.
Yeah.
Abdul is going to take the lead on this one because football, you know, when Mourinho talks about football heritage, Abdul and his family epitomize football heritage.
Football is love, man.
I'm going to allow you the opportunity
sure.
to take us through and lead this segment.
So Ibrahim, as we start the segment, and we are at the Roshnee Stadium, we are local, and as Ibrahim said, we are Lekker. Let's start at the capacity. Ibrahim, this stadium has a capacity, a unlimited capacity.
I love it.
Where did you ever find a stadium that has an unlimited capacity?
Brilliant stuff.
I mean, Roshnee Stadium.
It rocks.
It rocks. So guys, Roshnee Stadium has a huge history. As you guys know, in the R55 has taught us, the inception and the Group Areas Act started in 1967, 1968, where most of the Indians moved from Vereeniging, top location, Everton, and we were all pitted here in our little village called Roshnee. And what was it called that time, maybe?
Mafube. I forgot it.
Mafube, aka Roshnee, aka Mafube.
Yeah,
so brilliant stuff. So when that came in, now the love in the top location and in Everton for football was amazing. You know, you had the likes. Those days you had something called, and I'm sure you older guys know this, called the Golden Boys. These Golden Boys were the 1959 Vereniging Old Boys team that played in the STFU League. And this was the Southern Fitters Transvaal Union League, Ibrahim.
Southern Fitters Transvaal Union League.
You know, so if you hear of those Fitters days and the guys getting excited, these were the likes of the Naidu brothers, Mr. Kata, Bomba Kota. I mean, these are names.
The Belisha brothers.
My grandfather, Sam Belisha. These were stalwarts. Moving forward, guys, here we go, 1968. These guys now already a little bit older. And when we came into Roshnee, there was no stadium at all. However, the school, we were using the school grounds right up until the late 1970s. And the late 1970s, this piece of land, as you guys see today, the Roshnee Stadium, was scrapped out, gravel, and you had the introduction of one of the greatest, the biggest, Reston's Football Club in 1981. And this year we talk of the legends, the SHADYs, the Mongas, the Nutties, what the list goes on, man, the Ali's. And guys, a little story which you guys must know. Ibrahim, you used to play for VOB.
I used to play for
when you were younger, right? I used to play for Reston's. I was the only, well, not the only, but one of the only boys from the Belishas that played for Reston's, and I love it. I loved it. I love Reston's. I love my Reston's.
And I love VOB
and you
because
love
I
VOB.
grew up with them.
But here's the fun part. I got a best of both worlds, and this is what makes my life so interesting, Ibi. I played my whole career for Reston's. Loved it. Went toe to toe with the VOB. But I coached Vereniging Old Boys.
That's amazing.
I mean, how beautiful is that? I mean,
what a beautiful story.
Jazakallah to the Almighty that's making me live my dream. And Ibrahim, and the reason I brought in Reston's and VOB, can you remember how harmonious we were, Ibrahim?
Oh, it was
amazing.
amazing.
I remember days, and I don't know if you can remember, but there were days where my VOB friends, my Reston's friends, we all used to walk together.
Yeah,
we used to walk together to the ground.
Stadium, yep.
And here's the thing, guys. Our Reston's coaches were there, our VOB coaches were there. We saw greet everybody. But we go to that camp, they go to that camp, and tournament time, it's happening.
And once the training is done and the games are done, we used to mix our teams and play amongst each other.
Definitely.
It was amazing.
It was absolutely
and you know,
amazing.
Roshnee Stadium, apart from being a stadium from football, and sorry for
Yeah, sure, go
digressing
for
a
it.
bit, but it was a meeting spot for all of us growing up. Saturday morning after 7,
It was
if you want to
nice.
meet all your buddies, there were no cell phones that day.
No.
You know, you can't contact. You just go to the grounds and everything happens from
Everything
there.
happens.
It was amazing.
It was
Roshnee
beautiful.
Stadium. I called it the grounds, but it's Roshnee
It's
Stadium.
Roshnee Stadium. So, brilliant. And Ibrahim, as you said earlier on before we shot, a multi-purpose stadium.
Oh, multi-purpose stadium. We've got, and I don't know if you remember, but in the older days there were the nets, cricket nets, to the far end with the steel cage on it, to the far end of the stadium.
What are you doing to me?
We hosted cricket tournaments. The people in Roshnee used to come out and use it as a pitching green, a driving range. Talakisam's father.
Daddy.
Yeah,
Allah
amazing
grant him
stuff.
Jannatul Firdaus.
He used to take us to play golf
Oh,
at the Roshnee Stadium. Amazing stuff. You know, whatever you wanted to use Roshnee Stadium for, that was his purpose.
It was
We've hosted fetes. We've hosted community events. We hosted movie nights. And we hosted istimas. And before the Eidgah, so a Eidgah is a big prayer that happens on Eid Day for the Muslim community. And before we had a dedicated area, we used to read the Eidgah at the Roshnee Stadium. So multi-purpose across the board.
Love it. Also, guys, it amazing, Ibi, amazing. Just to also make you guys understand that we had some superstars playing here. So in the mid-80s, guys, we used to have Federation Pro matches. This was where Vereniging and Old Boys were playing in the Federation League. They won the 7 Seas trophy in Curry's Fountain, came back, and these guys were amazing. We had huge teams. I'm going to shock you. I didn't tell you this here. But from Durban, we had Beria. These guys were amazing. From Cape Town, Santos. Remember Santos? Santos played on this ground, Ibi. Santos.
Amazing.
Cape Town City played on this ground. Meningberg Rangers. Meningberg Rangers played on this ground. And Glenville, which is now your Vasco da Gama, that plays in the ABC Motsepo. And then the local guys, that time Dynamos and Swaraj were huge, all played at this ground here. In the late 80s, going into the 90s, we even had our Roshnee Football Association, our own league.
Our
Ibrahim.
own football
Our own
association.
league. Let me tell you
FA
something.
guys.
Let me tell you something. These guys were amazing. So we all had different teams. But when it was time to be united, we were united. So we had the likes of Airwolf, Saints from Reservoir, Patrick Lowe.
Yeah.
Pet was there, man. Pet was there. We had VOB, we had Restons. I mean, we had all of these guys.
I remember as a youngster growing up, going to watch my father playing. He was a hard centre back.
Oh,
you know, when you think of my father
he's
playing,
still solid,
a Nemanja Vidic.
Oh.
I mean, that was him, you know, hard, tough,
What a
and you know, he
player.
used to. But he played for Roshnee Spurs.
Roshnee Spurs, okay.
Amazing
Not too
football
bad.
heritage. And, you know, it was the likes of late Uncle Jakes.
Oh, yes. Allah grant him
Jannah.
Uncle Jakes. Wow.
Uncle
utmost
Zulu.
respect for him. Oh, yes. Zulu Saleh.
Uncle Zulu Saleh. And the list goes on. You know, that was their team. And we used to travel with them match to match. Amazing stuff.
And Ibrahim, just like I said earlier on, we had internationals playing at the Roshnee Stadium. We had the likes of Dougie Carlson, also player coach of Vereniging and Old Boys in the 80s. We had Keith America, Bobby Solomons, who is currently also with our national team in Safa, Cape Town, and still with Santos. We had one of my mentors in the Val, Conti Kubeka, also played on these grounds for Vereniging and Old Boys.
Amazing.
So these guys used to bamba with the big boys. When we had this Roshnee FA, Uncle Baker Ibrahim, Allah grant him Jannatul Firdaus.
What a great
Ibrahim, Uncle Baker Ibrahim was 10 years, when I speak to my dad and my uncles, Uncle Baker Ibrahim, when it comes to footballing administration, was 10 years ahead of any administrator. This man here was the chairman of our Roshnee Football Association, and we played in these leagues. There was even, in the early 90s, the Brian Singh knockout. This Brian Singh knockout, Ibrahim, was huge. The way my father explains, you couldn't even, the ground was packed to capacity.
Sorry guys, I'm just in awe
Packed to
listening to Abdul
capacity.
talk here.
So yeah, man, that was amazing. And also, Uncle Brian Singh, God rest his soul as well, a really, really a stalwart of our community. It's time that we also bring up Uncle Afzal Saluji for what he's done for sport, and Desadia for what you've done for sport, and obviously our stars, our footballing stars. But the main aim is, guys, our Roshnee Stadium, us growing up, all we have is beautiful, beautiful memories.
Yeah.
And what a stadium.
100%.
I mean, we used to go toe to toe with the best, Ibi.
Exactly.
You know?
And I think Roshnee Stadium brought, like I said earlier, was a meeting ground, a watering hole for all activities in the community.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Growing up playing football, on a Sunday morning, meeting, because we played more games out of Roshnee than we played in
Those
Roshnee.
days, yeah.
But meeting up at the Roshnee grounds, getting onto the bus, going with your friends, either to Lanes, Block Park, Joburg, wherever it was, playing your games and then coming back. But Abdul, that was amazing
I
stuff.
hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, it was.
I hope you enjoyed it.
It was mind-blowing.
Oh,
I love
amazing
it. Thank
stuff.
you, Abdul.
Amazing. Thank
That
you.
was a history.
Wow, it was
A
beautiful,
history
man.
explained.
I hope you guys enjoyed, guys. And don't forget, like Ibrahim said, gunning to Old Trafford, we've got you on all the platforms. Can I try it?
Go for it.
Okay, we've got you on YouTube, which was our main one. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Hit that bell notification so you can keep in touch, in tune, and independent with all the latest from Gunning to Old Trafford. We got you on Instagram. Instagram is rocking every day. We got you on Instagram. We got you on Facebook. Facebook, you can get all of the videos there, guys. Go and slide tackle into those DMs. We've got you on TikTok, where we jumping a bit, where we enjoying
fancy content.
fancy stuff. We've got you. I'm a little bit
Spotify is on the way.
And listen here, can I do this here? For the hard hitters, we got you on Twitter as well.
100%.
Man,
Love
I
it.
did well.
Brilliant stuff.
Ibi, I want to
Guys.
do this here
Yeah.
quickly. Just before you go, right? Roshnee, your lekker ding. 3, 2, 1.
Roshnee,
your lekker ding.
By the fans, for the fans.
Amazing.
And with that, we are
Gunning
Gunning
to Old Trafford.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.